Previously on the Frontier Farmer, a rather wintry and snowy February, we found a good old friend. So we are going to have to get busy with loading logs and selling them to be able to buy our log trailer and a ramp. Look at us go. Woo-wee. We're hitched up, so let's head on back. We have loaded up a full trailer, and the plucky IFA is managing so far. And that's all of it for $30,000 or just shy of dollars. We could look to mow up this area and convert that into our second field. Now that we are going to be moving into March, we can drill some oats in here. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Frontier Farmer at the Dark Forest. As you can see, I'm playing with our new pooch this morning, and we are naming him Barkamus. Yep, we had a great suggestion from friend of the channel, Feldin, and he suggested a play on our name, Barkamus. So yeah, oh there he is, skipping straight through the homestead. He's a very talented dog. Good boy. So we are now in March, and thank goodness the winter has left us and we're now in the spring. Since last time I have switched up the open garden to grow soybeans, and the reason for that is that potatoes are sort of done in the calendar year in terms of price. They're not going to be at peak until January again, and we've got quite a lot of potatoes, whereas soybeans, they reach peak price in July. So why not get some soybeans grown between now and then, and we can keep some for ourselves and also make a bumper profit, as long as Barkamus doesn't destroy the whole crop by running around like a madman in there. Get out of there. But yes, the focus for this morning is this field, our first field. And we are going to be putting our first crop in there. It's March, so the only thing we can really plant is oats. We can plant sunflowers and other things like that, but oats I think is going to be the best crop for bringing us some sort of value. We can look to turn it to flour or just sell it as is. So we need to jump in the farm, get fired up, and head over to the distribution centre first of all. And we are going to be getting a seed drill, which we will need to drill in our oats. So let's go have a look at what they've got on offer. It's so good to have the sunshine back in the dark forest and the snow cleared so we can see our way through the woodland track once again. I think we'll take the opportunity to get the farm all repaired whilst we are up here. And in terms of seed drills, this Lizard 17C looks to fit the bill perfectly. It can drill and it can also fertilise, which is very, very handy. It puts two jobs into one pass. Needs 60 horsepower, which we can cater for with the farm, and it's got a width of 3 meters, which is fair enough. $13,000 for this one. And here it is. Not too shabby looking, and I think it's going to fit the homestead perfectly to begin with. Right, let's get hitched up. We're going to need some form of seed and fertiliser, so I'll have to come back with probably the wheel loader and we will get a couple of bags of seed and also fertiliser, so we've got some stocks at the homestead. Right, we shall pull up where we're most likely to start, probably in this corner here. And I'll get the cover open so we can come and drop in the seed and fertilizer. Now, over the course of winter, this new area really did work very well to load up all of our logs, and the new trailer, the log grab, and also this ramp were very, very efficient. Right, we shall drop you off here. Pick up the big bag lifter from here. And grab our dollied trailer, which will be perfect for having the seed and fertilizer big bags. Now the plan is we will drill oats in our first field, as we can drill oats now, and next month we are going to create a second field in that grass patch in our forestry and log management area, and that's where we're going to drill our sorghum, which is going to act as chicken food when that's ready later in the year, and that's going to allow us to get some chickens. Right, we'll leave the trailer there and purchase some big bags of seed and fertilizer. There we have 2 bags of each, so let's get this loaded on the trailer quick sharp and jet back to the homestead. Right, that is the drill all filled with seed and fertilizer, and we've got a couple of big bags which have depleted a little bit, and we will put them in the shed, and we can get the trailer parked up in the shed, probably with the seed and fert still on it. There we go, we can park the trailer up in the back of the shed, and let's hop in the tractor and get to drilling. Okay, let's fire up. We can get the covers closed. We want to select oats, and let's get lined up so we can start drilling as we need to. There we go. So I don't think there's anything to turn on this drill, just to lower it. And there we go. I think that is us drilling oats. Fantastic. Right, it's a bit of a rough edge around this field, but we'll cover the headland first, and then we'll break into rows. It's a little bit difficult to see where we've been because we've rolled this to make a nice seed bed, but nonetheless that's going to bode well for the yield of our oats. So I'm going to get this all drilled, and I'll see you when we're finished. Righto, so that's the field drilled with oats. We used quite a lot of seed, we're down to 22%, but only a little bit of fertiliser, and you'll notice there's a couple of darker patches on the field, and that's because that's areas that needed fertiliser to top up. The other bits, which are not a darker patch, those did receive full fertiliser from the fact that we mowed grass there. So they didn't need as much fertiliser, which is why we've used a lot less fertiliser than we have seed. So that works in our favour, but that is our first crop nicely drilled in. So I'm just going to park up the seed drill, and then we're probably going to move on to the logging and forestry management area where we need to mow the grass to clear space. Right, that's the seed drill dropped off. Now we are going to need to roll the field that we've just drilled because we need to consolidate the seed into the seed bed. But we did roll it before we drilled it, so I'm going to probably just do that at the end of the day. And next we are going to move on to clearing our forestry and logging management area. I did mention last time that we've got some areas of grass and shrubs which we should clear out to make way for another field. The patch to the left is probably going to be where our field is going to go, field number 2 in this section. It's probably a bit smaller than our first field, but nonetheless it's going to be a good place to drill our sorghum. We're going to place a silage bunker, and that's where we're going to put all of our grass. So we'll have to mow it or windrow it. We won't need to ted it this time because we're not making hay. So let's get unfolded, and we can get switched on and lowered away. I probably should go the other direction so we get the edge of the area we actually want to make our field, rather than all the way up to the track. So I'm going to zip round the areas that we want to turn into our field, and once we're done we'll have to come and windrow and forage wagon collect, and we'll also create a nice silage bunker for all of this grass to go into. So leave this with me and I'll see you when we're done. last little patch cleared off, and that's both sections all mowed up now. That's looking a lot neater. Now I forgot that we had a few stumps in this section which we couldn't quite clear off with the chainsaw, unfortunately, which is slightly annoying. We are going to have to come up with some way to clear them, probably with a proper stump grinder when we can get hold of a decent one. Yeah, we can't really register with these, they're too shallow for the chainsaw, so we'll have to come up with some other means to get rid of them, but we can work around them for now, so that's not the end of the world. Right, time to get the mower parked up, and we can head over, grab the windrower, and it'll be windrowing the grass into nice neat rows, so we can come along and pick it up with a forage wagon. Right, this time around we don't need the tether, so we can drop that off there and grab the windrower, which is right at the back of the shed. Got the windrower, and I think we're going to go this way so we can drag in from the edges the grass and make our first channel, and it'll be moving sort of 3 channels into one, which is what we can do nicely with this windrower. So let's switch on and lower away, and I'm probably going to work across both sections so we can get a nice easy flow set for coming along with our forage wagon. Ooh, thirsty work out here in the March sunshine, but that is our grass all windrowed, as neat as I possibly can get it with the equipment we've got available, and it's not the easiest terrain to work around as well. And one thing I am learning is in the dark forest sometimes the lighting is very difficult because the trees surrounding provide a shadow, and it makes it difficult to spot where grass is. And also when drilling the oats it was quite difficult to see where we'd been, so yeah, the lighting is challenging to say the least, but glad that the windrowing is all done. Next it's on to forage wagoning, and we're going to get all of that collected. Forage wagon collected, and we can head on over to the grass swaths to get them all collected up. Now, before we start off forage wagoning, we do need to place a silage bunker, and I've made a little clearing over here, which is going to be a perfect place for us to position it. So let's get that built. So we're going to go for this very modest £5,000 bunker silo, which is from the Pack of Bunker Silos mod, and it's only $5,000, so we're going to go ahead and place that here. Perfect. And there it is. It's only small, but we only need a small one to begin with because we don't have a huge quantity of grass. I say that, but probably means that we're going to get bad luck and fill it out or run out of space. But yeah, that's not too much of an issue because more grass, the more silage. Right, let's head on over somewhere natural where we can get started. I think somewhere here is probably best. So let's turn on, lower away, and we can use this very interesting forage wagon to collect up the grass. We did use it previously on the first field, but we're using it again. It served us well. And of course the plan is that over time we will improve our equipment, we will get bigger and better, but sticking to the old theme, that's all that's available to us in this day and age. So yeah, it might be bigger, but it will still be old school, so to speak. But let's get all of this grass collected up and deposited into our new silage bunker. And just like that, we've collected up all the grass. Certainly a quicker job than the mowing and the windrowing, that's for sure. But we can back up our forage wagon into the bunker silo and unload it. Now this forage wagon is very interesting because it reminds me of more of a mixing wagon or feeding wagon for cows, because it seems to spin whatever is inside once it is collecting grass or hay. And there we go, let's do that second deposit and see how much we have got in there. 15,365, and I've left a nice pile here on one side. We will of course have to come and compact this, so I don't think this bunker is wide enough for the wheel loader to drive through. Probably will have to leave it to the tractor, but let's test and see. We'll get the forage wagon parked up and then come along and compact it. Now certainly the tractor can fit down this channel, and yeah, it seems like it can climb this well enough, so maybe we'll just leave the farm all to do it. So yeah, I'm going to get busy compacting this. Now the wheel loader can fit down here, and it's a good thing it can because it's heavier and it's going to compact it much faster. Right, that is 100% compacted. Let's have a little inspect. So 15,365 litres and 100% compacted. So let's blanket that, and that's all covered up. And what is good is that this bunker didn't kick out a lot of grass outside of the silo. It kept it all within, even though we were compacting it. So yeah, a very handy and modest sized silo. So that is going to ferment into silage, probably be ready next month in April, and when it is, we will be able to do what we need to with it. We can sell it, or we can look to utilize it ourselves when we've got some animals. So we've got the second half of our logging and forestry management area mowed up and collected. The grass has gone in the bunker, and this section here is going to be turned into a field next time. And in our first field we have drilled oats. Now as promised, I will roll that so it is all rolled and consolidated, so it's got a nice bedding for the seeds to germinate. And yeah, look forward to seeing our oats starting to grow. We will of course have to weed them and take care of them. There we are, parked up after a hard day's work. The wheels have gone a little bit green. We will have to see about getting a hose or something to wash down our equipment. But that is it for today. I hope you have enjoyed watching. If you have, remember to drop a like and a subscribe if you haven't. And if you've got any tips, tricks or things you'd like me to do, then feel free to leave a comment. But that is it for today on The Frontier Farmer, and we look forward to seeing you again next time. Until then, catch you later. Bye bye.